Breaking news! There's been some buzz recently, and it's been happening on both sides of the Falcons and Raiders. But what will happen in the upcoming matchup? We'll see. Be sure to hit the like button and let us know what you think the score will be in this matchup below. Who will win? Let's get to the news. First off, the Falcons have officially ruled out two key players from Monday's game, linebacker Troy Anderson and rookie wide receiver Casey Washington. Both players have not practiced this week, and it's clear that their injuries are still lingering. Anderson, who returned from injured reserve earlier this season, has been battling a knee injury since Week 4 against the Saints. He played in the loss against the Vikings, but will now miss another crucial game. Washington, on the other hand, is dealing with a concussion he suffered in Week 11 against the Broncos. While he did return to play briefly against the Chargers, he is still in concussion protocol and has not suited up since. As a sixth-round rookie, Washington has yet to make a major impact offensively, but his presence on special teams will be missed. He has had 2 targets this season, both from rookie quarterback Michael Penix Jr., so his chemistry with the young QB is something to watch going forward. Another injury to keep an eye on is rookie defensive tackle Rook Orhorhoro, who is listed as questionable with an ankle issue. Orhorhoro is on injured reserve but participated fully in practice on Friday, meaning there is a chance he could be activated before the game. Defensive line depth will be critical in slowing down the Raiders' running game, so fingers crossed he can suit up. Now, let's talk about the big break the Falcons just took. The Raiders will be without their best player and one of the most dangerous defenders in the league, Max Crosby. Crosby is an absolute game-breaker, and his absence changes everything for Atlanta's offense. This guy has 60 sacks in less than 6 seasons and has accounted for 26% of the Raiders' total sacks this year. The biggest mismatch early in the game was Crosby facing Caleb McGarry, who has struggled in pass protection. With Crosby out, the pocket should be much clearer for Kirk Cousins. This couldn't come at a better time for Cousins, who has been under immense pressure during the Falcons' 4-game losing streak. We all know Cousins has struggled, 0 touchdowns and 8 interceptions in the last 4 weeks isn't what you expect from a $180 million quarterback. But without Crosby breathing down his neck, Cousins has no excuse not to bounce back on Monday night. The offensive line has the advantage, the weapons are there, it's all about execution. If Cousins can stay calm in the pocket and avoid turnovers, this is Atlanta's game to lose. And let's not forget what's at stake here. The Falcons are 6-7 and hanging by a thread in the NFC South race. With Tampa Bay playing the Chargers this week, there's a real chance Atlanta can move back into first place in the division. But that can only happen if they take care of business against the Raiders. Head coach Raheem Morris has made it clear, every game from here on out is essentially a playoff game. Now, let's talk bold predictions, because I'm feeling optimistic about this matchup. First, let's say the Falcons' offensive line will allow 0 sacks on Monday night. Without Max Crosby, the Raiders' pass rush is a shell of its former self, and Atlanta's line has no excuses. If they give Cousins time, the offense should be firing on all cylinders. Second, I think the Falcons' defense steps up in a huge way and logs 3 interceptions. The Raiders' quarterback situation is a mess. Aiden O'Connell is banged up, and if he can't go, we might see Desmond Ridder facing his former team. Either way, the Falcons' secondary will have plenty of opportunities to make plays. After weeks of frustration, I think they finally come through with a turnover-filled performance in primetime. Finally, I'm predicting the Falcons win this game by their biggest margin of the season. The Raiders haven't won a game since late September and are dealing with a ton of injuries. Atlanta has more talent, more motivation, and simply has to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. I'm calling for a blowout win, something in the range of 20 points or more. So, Falcons fans, this game is shaping up to be a make-or-break moment for the season. Kirk Cousins has a golden opportunity to get back on track, the offensive line should dominate, and the defense has a chance to feast. But I want to know what you think. Can Cousins shake off the slump and deliver a big win on Monday night? Will the Falcons' defense step up and take advantage of the Raiders' struggles? And do you believe Atlanta can still win the NFC South? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. That's right, Falcons fans, our former third-round pick, Desmond Ridder, could be starting for the Las Vegas Raiders against us this Monday night. Talk about drama. With Raiders starter Aiden O'Connell nursing a knee injury, reports say it's a long shot for him to play, which means Ridder is next up. And get this, Ridder's been saying all the right things in interviews this week, but you've got to wonder, is there more to it? In a recent interview, Ridder was calm, cool, and collected about the chance to face his former team. God works in mysterious ways, he said. Whether I play, whether I don't play, I'm just excited and blessed to step on the field and play the game I love. Sounds humble, right? But Falcons fans, let's be real here. When a player faces the team that let them go, there's always that extra fire, that added motivation to show what they're made of. And under the primetime lights of Monday Night Football, you better believe Ridder wants to put on a show. Now let's break this down. Ridder hasn't seen much action this year, appearing in just 4 games for the Raiders and throwing for 239 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. Not exactly record-breaking numbers, but here's the thing, Ridder's been staying ready. He said, whether it's against the Falcons, the Titans, it doesn't matter who it's against. Any opportunity one get, I'm going to show what I can do. You've got to respect that mindset. Meanwhile, the Falcons are preparing to face Ridder, but defensive coordinator Jimmy Lake isn't overthinking it. We know him, but it's a different scheme, he explained. I don't think it's a humongous advantage at all. In other words, Lake isn't worried about Ridder being some kind of secret weapon just because he knows the Falcons system. Still, familiarity can play a role in games like this, and it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds. Here's where things get spicy. The Falcons enter this game as 4.5-point favorites, but let's not forget we're on a 4-game losing streak. This game isn't just another matchup, it's a must-win if we want to keep our playoff hopes alive and stay in the hunt for the NFC South crown. Imagine this scenario, Ridder, the quarterback we let go, comes in and puts on a show that derails our postseason dreams. I mean, that would be the definition of football drama. But let's be fair, Ridder's departure from Atlanta wasn't exactly pretty. After starting 17 games for us, the Falcons decided to move on, and he eventually landed on the Arizona Cardinals practice squad. Who would have thought he'd be back in a starting role this season, let alone against us? It's almost like fate had this scripted from the start. Ridder has been saying he's ready for the moment. As a backup, you've got to prepare like you're the starter, he explained. It doesn't matter if it's the first play or the 70th play, you've got to be ready for any situation. He's been putting in the work, taking mental reps when he wasn't on the field, and now with O'Connell missing practice, Ridder's been getting those valuable first-team reps. The guy has a chip on his shoulder, and when a quarterback with something to prove gets a shot, anything can happen. Let's not sugarcoat it, this is a revenge game for Ridder. Whether he admits it or not, this is personal. The Falcons gave up on him, and Monday night is his chance to say, you made a mistake. On the flip side, the Falcons' defense can't let him get comfortable. We need to pressure him, force mistakes, and show that moving on from Ridder was the right call. So here's the question, Falcons fans, will Ridder come out swinging and make us regret letting him go? Or will the Falcons' defense rise to the occasion and shut him down? I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Are you worried about Ridder lighting us up, or do you trust our team to handle business? And before you go, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest Falcons news. Let's see how this revenge story plays out on Monday night. Go Falcons!